As I was saying, whose third wife was the daughter of the best midwife in the district, who widowed early in her marriage,
like my wife,
and who grew up and married again, the daughter of the station master. And they had a child, and this child grew up and learned to play the game of life.
Bridge, for instance.
railway bridge.
And he got with the daughter of the costermongeress. And they lived in a railway town. And he got married to a girl who had a cousin who got married to a blonde schoolmistress, a complete angler.
A complete wangler?
Whose cousin also married a blonde schoolmistress, whose name was Mary, whose second cousin married a girl called Mary, who was also a blonde schoolmistress.
Well, since she's a Mary, she must be a blonde.
Whose father was raised in Canada by the niece of the vicar, whose grandmother used to, in winter, just like everybody else, catch a cold.
What a strange story. Almost interesting.
In any case, when one's got a cold, one ought to take a mold.
Yes, it's a useless but absolutely vital precaution.
Well, to be honest, I didn't quite get the point of your story. You seemed to lose the threat towards the end, in the pleasing of the vicar's niece.
I never ceased to lose afraid of anything the vicar said.
Well, why don't you begin again from the beginning? You know, we all want you to.
I'm not really sure if there's time. I mean, I am here on duty. It depends what the time is.
We never can tell the time here at home.
But what about the clock?
It doesn't work properly. It's of a contrary turn of mind. It always strikes the contrary to the right time.
Sir, madam.
What is it?
Who told you to come in here?
I beg to be excused, sir, madam, and the other ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take my turn to and tell you a story.
How dare she? Oh!
This is not your proper place in here.
What do you mean by all this?
But it's not possible it's you?
You, too.
Impossible! What on earth? Here, in this house?
Are you two friends?
And how? I am, in a funny sort of way, her spiritual son!
I'm so glad to see you again. At last.
This is too much here. And all very at home in the suburbs of London.
It's not respectable.
She was the first flame to put me out.
How just his little favourite butler's spout.
But these feelings, my dear friends, they are explicable, human, perfectly honourable.
Well, I guess in a way, everything human is kind of honourable. I still don't like to see her standing there as though she was one of us.
No, see, she simply hasn't the necessary education.
Oh, how bigoted you are!
Well, it seems to me, even though of course it's none of our business, but a maid is always a maid.
Even if at times she makes a passable detective.
Let me get at them.
Oh, no. Don't upset yourself. They are not as bad as all that.
You're really somewhat touching, both of you, but still a little,
That's it, that's the very word.
a little too.
You know, there is a certain British beg you to excuse me for expressing myself bluntly, but is not very well understood by foreigners. Which is to say, I mean, I'm sorry, I do not mean to offend, but I wish to say I would like to express,
I want to tell you something.
There is no telling here.
But yes.
Why don't you go to the kitchen, Mary?
You can go and read some poetry in front of the mirror. Goodness me! Although I'm not a maid, I too read poetry in front of the mirror.
Yet, when you looked in the mirror this morning, you didn't see yourself.
That's because I wasn't yet there.
Perhaps I might just be allowed at the same time to recite you one little poem.
Oh, dear Mary, you really are incurably obstinate.
That's settled. I'm going to recite you one little poem. It is called The Fire, in honor of the captain. The pine and were glow roaming in the wood. A stone caught fire. The palace caught fire. The forest caught fire. Men on fire. Women on fire. Blood on fire. The sand on fire. The bird on fire. The fish on fire. The food on fire. The ashes on fire. The spot on fire. The fire caught fire. The fire on fire.
That gave me the shivers down my spine.
Yet there was a certain warmth to those lines.
I thought it was wonderful. It's just so true. It's just so exactly how I think myself. It's just my own ideal of life. It's my own ideal way of life.
All the same, you exaggerate.
Well, I must be off. In exactly 3/4 of an hour and 16 minutes, I have to attend a fire on the other side of London. And I mustn't be late, even though it's nothing to walk home about.
Oh, what is it going to be?
A chimney fire?
Nothing as exciting as that. A flash in a pan and a small touch of heartburn.
We are very sorry to see you go, you know.
Thanks to you, we've passed such a shame in 1/4 of an hour.
By the way, what about the bored prima donna?
She